Charlie said low light because the cover was on. Good. What time is it? Afternoon, top of the afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Tweed. Scoot back just a little bit. I gotta get me another lens. Welcome to another episode of Tweed. Combination of two things I love. Tea and weed. Not smoking anything right now, but I did like a couple of minutes ago. Finish a good old lifter joint from Tweedle Farms that I started a little while ago when I was recording an episode of the conference call with Chris and Rex. If you don't know what that is, you should. It is my other presence on YouTube is a show that I have with two friends, Chris and Rex. Again, it's called The Conference Call. It's in every description of every video that I post. So just go to the description and tap on that. You go straight to that page. You need to go follow that as well. I have a bag of detox tea that I got from Aldi. Shout out to last week's episode when I talked about Aldi. I fucked with Aldi. Okay, anyway. Just got a bag of nice detox tea, a little bit of lemon juice, some blue agave organic blue agave that I also get from Aldi. And I'm just enjoying that. So last week's episode was the first 3 cards from this game by this renowned mental health goddess, Esther Perel. Her game is called Where Should We Begin? The Game. And if you haven't watched that episode, go back and watch it. Because this will be, let me get my responses. This will be a continuation. This will be a continuation of that episode. So last episode was unintentionally all about sex. After that episode posted, I had an idea where I wanted to get some other people's responses from those cards. And I offered it to an elite group of people, i.e. my close friends list on Instagram. So I offered them the opportunity to respond anonymously. And I got a good amount of responses. So the questions were, or rather the prompts were, because they're not questions. I think they're called in the game they're called story cards. So the prompts were, if you didn't watch last week's episode or if you just need a reminder, the most memorable place I've had sex. That's one. Between dom or sub, my preference is. And my sex life was never the same after. All right. So someone said sub. So that's obviously in response to between dom or sub. My preference is. So someone said sub. Love that for them. So this response is a hotel. So that's in response to the most memorable place I've had sex. A hotel. I'm curious to know what was memorable. Like what made it memorable. But hotel sex is fun. Someone else said dom. Oh, in my office at work. Okay, let me tell you something. See, now I didn't mean to do this. I didn't mean for these responses to break off into tangents. I can relate. I'll just say that I can relate. In my office at work is that response. Marriage. Okay. Oh, I was just like, what is this response? Marriage. I'm assuming my sex life was never the same. Now that could go either way. And they have a crying emoji, so I'm thinking it's going the negative way. I'm assuming this is the response. This is the prompt that they're responding to is my sex life was never the same. The answer is marriage. Crying face emoji. Well, I'm so sorry. All right, somebody else said Dom. Listen. Um, some of y'all can, some of y'all can respond unanonymously if you would like. Um, someone just said dick. Now, I'm assuming that's in response to my sex life was never the same after. Um, and it'll do it. Dick will do it. It will change things in your life. Good dick. Bad dick too. Well, someone says that Dominican man in that hotel room. Now that could be, I'm assuming my sex life was never the same after, but it could also be the most memorable. It's a combination of the two. It's a combination of the two. There was a Dominican man in the hotel room. That does sound like a good time. That sounds like a great time, actually. That is an automated response. Someone else said Dom. Got a lot of Doms. Sometimes what I find is that there are a lot of people who claim Dom when they should not. On the balcony facing the ocean and other condo high rises. Now that sounds like a vibe. That sounds like something I would also like to partake in. I truly would. On a balcony facing the ocean and other condo high rises. I know that's right. Great. So thank you to everyone who responded. Again, these were all anonymous, so I have no idea who sent these, but I appreciate it. All right, moving on. I'm thinking maybe 3 again this time, but it just depends on how long some of these answers are. I don't know. Oh, it's upside down. All right. Oh no. Oh no. No, God. All right, so we're switching gears here. Again, these cards are not about sex. These cards, all of the other cards are kind of going to be thought-provoking. That's the whole gist of the game, is that they're thought-provoking, that it gives you the opportunity to tell really interesting stories about yourself. All right. Hey, Jesus. Oh, God. The message my broken heart needs to hear. The message my broken heart needs to hear. So, I guess the good thing about this is that my heart is not currently broken, thankfully. Though it has been on a number of occasions. The message my broken heart needs to hear. TJ, you are valued. And also, TJ, I fucked up. TJ, I fumbled you because I was not in a place where I could handle all of you. And I see now the immense value and love and support that you brought into my life and that you showed me. TJ, I see you. And I'm sorry for not seeing you. I simply wasn't there yet. And it's unfortunate that we were not in the same place at the same time. I think that's it. I think that is the message that my broken heart needs to hear. I love this game. All right. I'm not even going to dwell anymore on that one. We're just going to move on to the next one. Woo! Okay. The hardest things to talk about in my family are... Damn. Astaire. A stare, girl. The hardest things to talk about in my family are a stare, girl. You get in my business. I mean, the thing that comes to mind for me immediately is me being gay. That first of all, that is actually not something that I've talked about with. I've only talked to one member of my family about me being gay, and that's actually my mom. And that conversation, well, the two conversations, the two initial conversations that we had about it when I was in high school did not go well at all. The third conversation and most recent conversation was not specifically about it, but it was a big part of it and was brought up, and this conversation was better. Now, again, my mom and I have only directly spoken about me being gay. I have an older sibling. We've never discussed it. My dad and I, when he was alive, we never discussed it. Although I know for a fact that he was okay with it. But that's the hardest thing. That would be the hardest thing to talk about with my family. All right, next card. Maybe I'll do more than 3 this time because I'm kind of breezing through these. Okay. Something that was stolen from me. Something that was stolen from me. All right, so what comes to mind immediately was something tangible. Like this was literally theft. So there's no like metaphor, there's no like emotional thing. This was theft. Oh Lord. I will write a book one day. Years ago, I was on a trip. It was a work trip. I think it was just an overnight trip. And so it was the next day. It was before I was going to check out of my hotel room. But before I checked out, I had a hookup. So after the hookup, shortly after the hookup, the guy who he's left, he texted me and he's like, yeah, so where'd you say you were from again? I told him. And then shortly after that text, he came back to my room. Like he popped back up, he knocked on the door. He was like, oh, I think I left something here. Or I think I left my cap here or something. I was like, oh, okay. So he came back in. I was helping him look for whatever it was. I mean, it was quick. He was in and out. He found whatever it was or didn't find whatever it was, and then he left. When I tell you, I don't think I took my eyes off this man for a second. Not that even that I was suspect or suspicious of him, but it was a small room and we were both just kind of like looking over. I don't remember. I think I may have turned my back to him for a moment. Well, that was enough time for him, either in that moment or the first time he came through, to steal my wallet. I had still a little bit of time before checkout, but I was starting to just get my stuff together. And so I had like one of my bags. I was just starting to like put things in the bag or whatever. And I was like, okay, I got, my keys. I have my wallet. I was like, wait, where's my wallet? So I was like, okay, maybe it's in my bag. I was like, I'm pretty sure I left it like in my bag. So I was looking through my bag and I was like, it's not in here. What the fuck? And I'm looking all over the room and I'm like, where is my wallet? And I'm looking long enough to where I get to a point like, surely I didn't lose it. Where, like, did I lose it? Let me just log onto my bank app, my card, all of my cards. Let me just look, And sure enough, there had been fraudulent charges. And I was like, wait, what? And they were recent. So this had like happened like within the last couple of minutes or whatever. So yeah, this man has stolen my wallet. while I'm on this work trip, so I'm out of town. Um, and yeah, so I had to get creative in how I got myself home because I had no credit card, no debit card, no license. Thankfully, I wasn't flying; I was just driving, and so I could drive myself home. Yeah, that was wild. That was that was wild. But yeah, was able to get myself home, got new cars, got a new ID, and yeah, everything was good. But that was something that was stolen from me, my wallet. All right, I'm gonna do one more card, because this is what 20 something minutes. I think I can't even see the thing. Yeah, 20 minutes. All right, I'm gonna do one more card. Last card. Something I wish I had been told as a child. Something I wish I had been told. Oh, that glare is killing me. As a child. I I don't I may have drawn this card when my best friend and I played the first time because I feel like I the answer is top of mind for me. What I wish I had been told as a child is something that I could not have been told. It would have been impossible for anyone to have known is what I guess what I'm saying. I wish I would have been told how to do this, do life the way. I wish I had been told how to do life. I guess specifically as an adult. Because I feel like almost on a daily basis, I'm just winging it. I have no idea what's the right thing to do. And of course, there is no wrong or right way to do life. You know, you have to just make your own decisions and the best way you know how. But I think for me, I have such lofty goals and visions and ideas that, like, it feels often very daunting because I don't have a blueprint, because I don't have an example, because I don't have, like, someone saying this is how you do this, or these are the steps that you take in order to do. My life and lifestyle is radically different um, from the way I grew up, and really, like, everybody else in my family, immediate and extended. Um, and so a lot of times it feels like I'm just out here just figuring it out, which that's what we're all doing. But I don't know. It just sometimes, I don't know. It just, for me, it just feels like, what? I guess there's always a constant question of, am I doing it right? Am I doing this thing right? Like, am I, like, how do I know? How do I know? How do I know? You know? So again, I wish I could have been trained in that as a child, but obviously there's no way. There's no way. And I was saying this to my best friend the other day because again, I was thinking, okay, what's the right decision to make in this particular, circumstance? And I had a thought, like, no one else has been TJ before. Therefore, no one else can tell me, or what is the right thing or the wrong thing, because my experience is my experience. And so that means there is no right or wrong. That means there is no, I made this choice and it was the wrong one, or I made and it was a mistake, or there's no such thing because no one has ever been TJ before. And so the choices that I make as TJ in this life, in this experience that I'm having, are all the right choices. They're all the right choices. So, yeah. Again, impossible for anyone to have told me, hey, life is going to be like this, or life is going to look like this. So, that would be impossible. But it would have been nice to just a little heads up, just a little, hey girl, it's gonna be this, like just even a general outline would have been nice. But yeah, you don't get that. And I guess that's part of life. I guess that's part of the fun of life. So I'm gonna wrap this episode up. That was what, 4 cards. I hope you've enjoyed. If you want to, I don't think I'm gonna do the anonymous thing again. I feel like that was just a one-time thing, unless I get feedback that you or people would like to participate in that way. Feel free, however, to share your stories in the comments. I appreciate you for watching this episode of Tweed. Stick around for Fashion Show Friday on Friday. Remember to like if you liked. Remember to share if you get some type of value out of this content. Hit the notification bell so you will know when new videos pop up. And I think that's about it. Again, thank you. I'm grateful. And yeah, enjoy your week. And I'll see you next week. Deuces.